freaking guy. Middle-aged static. No mames. Wagon stickers from Javier at kitchen_table_graph. Sick. Sick. Follow the movement, guys. Replacements for the KRX, since I took it for the H2B CRX. Shout out Eugene. Let's go install these. Y'all, look at this. Gonzo. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. You guys want to hear something confusing? Because I'm going to tell you guys anyways. So the last couple of days I have not really done anything major with any of my cars because I like to do things in order. I'm waiting for materials to show up so I can build the exhaust system for the sedan. That is the reason why it's still sitting on the driveway, and I do not want to move it until it is done. It is the last big thing I need to do before we get it on the dyno. The H2B car still needs to be detailed before I take it to the storage unit, and if I take it to the storage unit, that means the EF2 that's in the unit is going to come to the driveway. But I don't want to bring the EF2 onto the driveway until we get the wagon done, which we still need to build the turbo kit for, situate the brake system and the clutch setup. So with the H2B car still needing to be detailed before it even moves, it's going to sit right there, and the EF sedan is not going to move until we do the exhaust system, but parts aren't showing up. So I've just been kind of procrastinating because I want to take care of these two cars first before moving another car onto the driveway. But given the circumstances of parts not showing up on time and talking to some of my friends, I decided, you know what, let's just move the H2B car one notch down the driveway and then move the wagon in place of it and get the wagon done and out of the way first, then bring the H2B car back up to detail that, to get the H2B car into the storage to bring the JDM EF2 car home. It makes more sense to do it that way because it's going to keep me busy while we are still waiting for parts to show up for the sedan to get that done and out of the way. And then once the sedan is done and out of the way, we'll have two free driveway spaces. So what I want to do right now before the sun goes down is to bring the wagon from the grass onto the concrete so we can wash and rinse it and then move it up to the driveway so we can get it ready to be worked on this week. Ooh, this shit's hot. In the previous junkyard video, when I was trying to revive the wagon, I didn't actually finish working on the car that same video. I worked on it the next day to try to figure out why the car wasn't firing over. Pulled all the spark plugs out, realizing that the injectors weren't actually firing fuel into the combustion chamber. And after firing the car over a couple of times with the brake cleaner, it actually started to catch its own idle, and then eventually it stopped misfiring. All four injectors started firing, and the car now turns on each and every single time. These injectors actually belong to my brother's car, which I swapped over in 2017. So they sat in a baggie for a very long time. But I'm actually happy that it works now, that the wagon turns on to move it around. And then when we go back to the dyno, we're going to be switching over to the FIC 1650s. So right now, let's move it over there so we can start washing this car. gonna try to show you guys the engagement on this car. It's pretty freaking aggressive. To be able to go this smooth, I'm literally just creeping. So if the light turned green, there's a bunch of cars behind me trying to take off normally. That's what it does. That's what I want to fix. Man, this car sounds so good. And it's only a mid-pipe too. It does drone a little bit, but it drives so well. Damn, that shit's loud. Alright guys, so we have all the cars moved. We have the wagon on the driveway side by side with the sedan. We have the H2B behind the wagon, and we have the KRX on the grass. All the cars are covered up just so we can prevent like a lot of dirt and flowers that are blooming on the tree taking up in between the cows, all the jams, all the crevices, and just makes it a lot easier when I clean it next time around. You guys saw the wagon was filthy. Took a little bit longer to get all the flowers, branches, and leaves out of all the jams, but nonetheless we got the wagon all nice and cleaned up. The thing needs a full detail, but we'll probably do that another time. I don't know if you guys can see it in the video. I took you guys on a ride along with the wagon, and that crazy jolting I keep getting in first gear, or even a quick release on the clutch, second, third, fourth, fifth gear. We have this crazy jolting that the car does, and it really just, like, if the throttle cable is sensitive, that jolting would cause my foot to stab the throttle, and then the car just wants to like take off every single time. That's one of the things I need to fix on the car, something along the line of the clutch system. And as I mentioned before, I did want to contact this company called ED Conversion from, I believe, Australia. They make a right-hand drive specific hydro conversion. The Hush kit doesn't work. Mine's a DIY, and I want to use their kit in my car because it really gives you that OE pedal feel. Not saying that I can design something the same, because obviously my KRX, my sedan are both hydro converted, and they feel like the newer cars. But that's not a main priority, because the car does run and drive once you kind of find that sweet spot on releasing the clutch. But my main concern with the car is getting the turbo kit back into it, which is this one right here on this old K20 engine. And I want to take out the brake booster delete to do a booster master setup, just so that it's not super stiff with the brake booster delete. I've been driving like that since 2013, and it's not fun. A lot to do on the list for the wagon, but now that we have it on the driveway, we can slowly chip away at it. I saw this meme on social media where it's like, it's nice to have project cars, because when you procrastinate with project A, you procrastinate on project A with project B, and then you get tired of project B, so you start procrastinating with project B to work on project A. So at the end of the day, both cars are getting work done, and I feel like now having the wagon on the driveway, that's what's going to be happening. We're working on the wagon while we wait for parts for the sedan. We work on the sedan to get that out of the way, and then, you know, while we're waiting in between for, you know, other things, we can jump back into the wagon, work on that, so on and so forth. At least that's how I see it and what makes sense to me. So I'm happy to have the wagon on the driveway. Now let's talk about the H2B. I drove it, feels good, drives well, shifts smooth, but the exhaust does drone a little bit. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I have an LS 5th gear, in case it drives on the freeway, it wouldn't drone too much. Now, if it was pipes out the hood, it'd be a different story, because, you know, it's not resonating underneath the car. It has a turn down, so it kind of bounces off the floor and makes it louder. I might end up doing like an oval tubing just to dump it where the old fuel tank is at, just so I could put a muffler on it, but we'll figure it out then. But I just drove around the block, kind of refresh on the car. It feels really good. And I actually thought about this a couple of days ago. I was thinking about doing a rear mount radiator with a water pump system to help the drag radiator that's up in the front. I haven't driven it on the street long terms to know if the small radiator is going to hold up to temp, but I don't know. It's just an idea to throw around. I don't want to bore you guys with talking. We're going to wrap it up right here. Wagon's on the driveway, which means we're going to be doing some fabrication work on it here moving forward. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on some of, I guess, a little information, shedding some light on some of the things going on here in the garage and with some of these cars. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for some work on the wagon with the new turbo kit right here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.